Hello everyone. First of all, thank you been watching this video. Today I'm going to talk about of the phrases or words that is necessary now for call center, and let's start it. Okay, as an agent, it's necessary to know words or phrases or polite words and phrases that when we receive a call, and you can see uh, thank you for contacting Prime Food. How may I help you today? It is a polite phrase, or you can see probably or definitely um, Prime Food, speaking Kevin Suarez. How may I help you today? It is a pleasure to help you today. It is the polite phrase. It is important to remember that you represent uh, your company uh, or brand, and it's necessary to identify the name and the company because you identified that brand. It's important, very important to communicate a good sentence or create a good relationship with the customer. Emphasize with the customer. And other phrase that the most important is that you connect with the French and confident with that phrase. For example, good morning or good afternoon, depending of the time of the day. Uh, Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Suarez. How may I help you today? It is a very common phrase in call center. Or other phrase that you can see. Uh, Good morning. Thank you for contacting Prime Phone. Uh, you are talking to Kevin Suarez. How may I assist you today? It is another very common phrase. Mm, okay, it is important to know this phrase because it's a polite phrase, and you connect. The most important is that you create a good relationship with the customers, understand the problem, and then active the listening. It is essential to active the listening. Okay, in addition point, uh, when we aren't understand the customers because the native speakers speak a little bit faster, you can use this phrase. Could you speak a little bit slowly, please? Could you speak a little bit slowly, please, Mr. Customer, or Miss or Ma'am? Remember that in that case, you know the personal information about the customer. In that case, you can see, could you speak a little bit slowly, please, ma'am, or sir, or mister? It is important in that case when you understand the customer. Okay, when the customer told us the problem, you can use this phrase in a positive phrase. Uh, Absolutely, man, or sir, I'll be more than help you. Or sure, uh, let me help you with that. Or certainly, ma'am or sir, it is a pleasure to help you with that. It is a very common phrase when you try to change the form or the way positive the conversation. Okay, in that case, when we are talking with the customer and the customer start um, start to say many things in bad, negative things, you can use the phrase, I am sorry you're having this problem. Let's see if there is anything we can do, help the situation. Or, I understand your frustration, ma'am or sir, but I'll take care of this immediately. Or you can see the other very common phrase, I am sorry you are having this problem. Let's see if there is anything we can to do help the situation. It is a good phrases for change the energy of the customer. Or you can say, I apologize on behalf of Prime Food, man or sir. If were you, I could be upset too. We'll have this solved soon. Uh, in that case, when you use that phrase, it is important to understand the customer. In that case, imagine that you are a customer and you have a problem with your order, or probably I arrived the other product that you want. Okay, then when you start to call with the customer, it's necessary to the customer uh, give personal information for check it out, uh, uh, the problem or the account, or probably the other things. In that case, you you it's necessary to verify the register or information about that for security reasons. Okay, in that part, in when the customer uh, get get you get we the personal information, and you understand, it is an excellent phrase in that moment. Mr. Customer, could you spell that part for me, please? Or, Mr. Customer, could you spell the last part for me, please? It is an excellent phrase in that moment. For example, when the customer said uh, her or his personal information, full name, phone number, email, home address, and you understand, you can use this phrase. It's necessary to confirm that information. Is very, very necessary, always. Okay, in addition, when the customer told us the problem, it's necessary to understand, because the native speakers or the other people that speak English language, uh, they have different accents, different expressions, and it's necessary to say, could you explain exactly what the problem is? Because probably the customers said many problems in that case. It's necessary to ask, Mr. Customer or Ma'am or Mr. or Miss, could you explain exactly what the problem is? It is an excellent phrase for to solve the best form or the fast and best form the problem and try to solution uh, more faster than other people this problem. Besides, in that part, it's necessary to follow it step by step, but to create a performance, uh, we aren't a robot. Okay, in that case, I suggest, it's an excellent suggest that you buy a hamburger. In that case, for example, when the customer want to buy a product, you suggest that product is better than other, or in my point of view, uh, this is an excellent product. And two, and also uh, ask what is the point of view of the customer, and try to generate to create uh, empathize and good relationship. It is an excellent tip for uh, for uh, best the conversation, for it best the conversation. And I continue with the process. You ask a schedule for receive the package of product. Mr. Customer, you could receive the product in the morning, in the scheduled morning and Saturday, depend of the schedules of the company. In time of 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. and ask what is the better schedule for receive uh, this package or that package or product. Uh, in that case, you ask Monday is well for you, or in a time 12 p.m., or probably customer said the morning is the best option because I I work in the morning. Well, yes, I work in the morning. Uh, it is important uh, when you establish a schedule, say the things about of the schedule and verify that schedule it is registered in the system. And in that case, you can use for place customers in on hold. Mr. Customer or Miss Customer or Ma'am, may I place you on brief hold to confirm the information in order to the correct process? It is important to verify um, that the information is correct, and in that case, as the customer, uh, your first name is uh, I don't know, probably uh, Robert, and the last name is I don't know, probably Suarez, or the other last name, but the idea is confirm all days is right. And your email is Pepito Perez arroba that uh, at outlook.com and confirm the address. It is very, very important. In the end, uh, when you it to final the process and the customer want other product, you want to offer other product and the same steps. In that case, when the customer I don't need more help you can say the phrase, at this point, is there anything else I can assist you with today, Mr. Customer or Miss Customer, for to end the conversation. And thank you for calling Prime Food. I hope that you have an excellent day. It is all, and thank you so much for your pay attention. I really, uh, I hope, I hope that these words or this phrase uh, you can use for your perform for creating a good performance, and see you in other video. Thank you so much and see you later.